Hi, I'm Arthur Dickins and this is my Rugby Legends podcast. In each episode, I interview an amazing rugby player or coach to get their insight and advice to young rugby players just like me who are keen to learn and get better. In this episode, I'm very excited to be speaking with ex-Harlequin and England winger Ugo Monye. Ugo spent his entire club career at Harlequins, where he made 241 appearances in over 13 years, winning the Premiership in 2012. He represented England 14 times and played 2 tests for the Lions in South Africa in 2009. Many of you will also recognise Ugo as a pundit for BT Sport's rugby coverage and as a presenter of the Rugby Union weekly podcast for the BBC. I hope you find Ugo's knowledge and wisdom as helpful as I did. Enjoy.
Every player has talent, various different levels of talent, but the thing that drives it more often is belief. I took up rugby to make friends, and I got so much enjoyment from making friends and having some amazing memories. I just wanted to have fun. So I sat down, grabbed a beer, and he just said to me, "You're a really good rugby player, Ugo, and we really like you. Just back yourself." That's all I needed to hear. And to be part of the first team to win a Premiership title, that's legacy, that's history.
So firstly, as you said, you were quite jet-lagged yesterday. How was the Lions?
It was absolutely incredible. It's the first time I've been on tour since playing. So to be away as a fan for 3 weeks, it felt a bit like a full circle moment, having toured the Lions as a player to then be part of the sea of red, 40,000 fans travelling across Australia. It was amazing, of course, to see the Lions win, but to be able to explore Australia, it's an amazing country that offers so much. So, I absolutely loved my time.
Thank you. Do you think it should have been 3-0?
It's what they were aiming for sure. And I loved how transparent and honest they were from the get-go. They wanted to go there, not just win the series, but whitewash it. It's not something that's been done since 1927. So they'll be frustrated, of course, but it's job done. It's the first time a Lions team been able to go back-to-back 2013 and then back it up in 2025. And Owen Farrell, the only player in modern-day history to win 2 Lions series. So whilst the dust is settled, or when the dust is settled, I think they'll be immensely proud of everything they went and did.
And who would you say got your player of the tournament?
A great question. Ty Burn got the official player of the series, and it's hard to look past him. I also thought Dan Sheehan was just operating on another planet. He is truly world class. Shout out to Maro as captain. There's one thing to captain your club, another to captain your country, but to be in a very small minority of people to captain the Lions and do it successfully, I thought it was outstanding as well. Finn Russell, of course, he's an exciting player that everyone loves to watch. But I've given you loads of names. You probably just want one, so I'm going to agree with what was selected and say Ty Burn. Who was your player of the series?
I would say I quite liked watching Finn Russell play. I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah, everyone loves Finn. He's amazing. He's so much fun to watch, isn't he?
Yeah. Ugo, how did you get into rugby and how old were you when you started?
So how old are you, Arthur?
I'm 12.
Okay, so I started rugby age 13. So you're way ahead of the game, way ahead of it. And the sole reason I got into it is I moved to a private school called Lord Wandsworth College, based down in Hampshire. And it was the dominant sport that they played at that school. So my sole reason really for getting into rugby was just to make friends. Sport's an amazing equaliser. It's a very welcoming community, regardless of whatever sport it is. It's an easy way to be able to make friends, be part of a community, and at a brand new school, I just wanted to feel a part of it and included. So yeah, the sole reason was quite simply to make friends.
Did you play winger at your school?
I did. I played on the wing. I played at centre, but then they took me away from centre because I never passed. I played a bit of fullback, but yeah, mainly on the wing, and I loved it.
I know you're a talented 100-meter runner. What other sports did you play growing up? And at what age did you give them up for rugby?
So yeah, I did loads of athletics. I loved it. But also in the summer, I played a lot of cricket. I loved cricket, mainly a bowler. Um, Batted a bit, but I wasn't a great batsman. I played a lot of football. In fact, growing up, I really just wanted to play football. I wanted to play for Arsenal. I'm a big Arsenal fan. But what else did I do? But yeah, I guess they were probably the sports that occupied the most of my time. And I say to all young kids, if you want to play rugby, that's brilliant, but you don't know what you don't know. I didn't know that at the age of 13, that a sport that was alien to me would end up shaping the next 29 years of my life. So I say to everyone, just be really open to every opportunity, especially at school, where you're afforded so many opportunities to play loads of different sports. And having been a sprinter obviously helped me as a winger. Playing football is something I just did for fun, but I would just say yes to anything and everything, especially at school.
You watch cricket?
Love it. I absolutely love it. I was following the Test series against India this summer whilst I was out in Sydney. That ended up in a draw, and I thought we were going to win that. But we've got an Ashes series down under this winter, which is going to be amazing. I went to the MCG where the second test was played, and that's like the spiritual home of sport in Australia, and seeing the legends of like Shane Warne immortalising their statues. So yeah, I do follow cricket, and in fact, I'm hoping to get to 100 game this summer as well.
Oh, nice. Do you reckon you'll go to the Ashes?
Offer, it's a simple answer. Yes, I would love to. In Back in the real world, probably not. I would love to. Christmas in Sydney or in Australia during their summer, Boxing Day test match at the MCG. That would be so cool. But I have work and responsibilities, so I'm not sure I'll be gifted that time to be able to head off and do that. Do you like your cricket?
Oh, yeah, I love my cricket.
Oh,
We
cool.
actually went to the 100 2 days ago to watch London Spirit v Invincible, which is very cool.
That's cool. How cool's Harry Brook, by the way?
Oh, no, I watched the game last night. He just hit six first balls.
Yeah,
So,
first ball of the match, and he's just run down the wicket and just slapped it out of the park. He's so cool. He would be. Would you say he'd be cricket's version of Finn Russell?
oh, yeah, I'd have to say so.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
maverick.
And a couple of the cricket, a couple of the lads he plays with, such as Ben Stokes, and he's like the most hardworking person on the team, which is quite cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. Inspirational.
When did you know that you were really good at rugby?
I thought I had a chance at making it. So I did my A levels, and whilst lots of my friends decided to take a year out and travel, I thought I'd give it a crack of Harlequins. I got given an opportunity to go. Um, and that first year was a bad year, actually. So in pre-season, I broke my toe and I was out for 3 months. I then came back in my first training session back in the warm-up. I re-broke my toe again. So I was kind of out for the season. So I went from being super excited. Wow, I've got Harlequin stash and playing with legends like Jason Leonard and Will Greenwood and Dan Luger and Keith Wood, having watched them on the Line series of Australia, actually, funnily enough. And then I wasn't sure if I would get a chance because I was injured. It wasn't till the next season where I played sevens and things started to go pretty well, and I thought, okay. So I guess to answer the question, it's more about belief. I think every player has talent, various different levels of talent, but the thing that drives it more often is belief. And I think in my second year is when I started to believe in myself. And when I started to believe in myself, I started to perform well and consistently well.
Just like Ted Lasso as his sign, believe.
It's exactly that. Honestly, sometimes, hey, life can be difficult and life can be complicated, but actually, it can be really simple. And it's amazing. Just one emotion of just backing yourself and believing in yourself can often be the driving force to being your best self. And in that second year, I started to believe and things started to happen and you work a bit harder and you start seeing results. So yeah, I'd say probably age 19 is when I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I think I belong here.
What skill did you have to work the hardest on?
I think the hardest skill, oh gosh. So I was always a good athlete. So I was always fast and strong and I prided myself in being fit, but you never stop learning the game of rugby. You see some really good athletes, but maybe not great rugby players. And the game, just understanding the mechanics of the game. We often talk about being a student of a game. Um, and I think that's maybe not the hardest, but it's probably the most important. The better you understand the game, the more you can get out of it and start manipulating laws and certain rhythms within the game to get the best out of you. So I think it was probably, yeah, the game itself, the skills of the game to be able to contribute as well as I could.
Very helpful. Thank you. What rituals did you have before a game?
Okay, only one, and it was like I'm a proud Christian, and I would ring my mum before every single game in the change room, and she'd say a prayer on the phone with me. So yeah, I always did that. I remember playing at the Stade de France once, and the change rooms are actually underneath the stadium, so the reception was appalling. So I had to come out the change rooms and go onto the pitch, and I like hid behind one of the post protectors, and I made sure that I said a prayer on the phone with my mum. So I'd always speak to my mum before every single game.
That's very nice.
Yeah, have you got any?
I don't think I have, to be honest. I think it's always do my laces in a double knot. If they're not in a double knot, even if they're in a single knot, I have to do them double.
That's a good practical way of preparing yourself. Yeah, good on you.
What is the best piece of advice a coach has gave you?
To back yourself, to back yourself, and that goes back to like belief and confidence. Um, like, every player has talent. I've already said this, but not everyone believes in themselves. And I think when you're in an environment where coaches just fully back yourself and make you believe in you, it gets the best out of you. I was with Warren Gatland just last week, and I remember on the 2009 Lions tour, after maybe the third day on tour, we came back from training, pulled me into the hotel and said, "You go grab a seat." And I thought I was in trouble. I was, oh gosh, what have I done now? And he said, do you fancy a beer? I was like, oh gosh, this is another test. What's the right answer? I was like, no. And he said, do you want a beer? I said, okay. So I sat down, grabbed a beer, and he just said to me, "You're a really good rugby player, Hugo, and we really like you. Just back yourself." That's all I needed to hear. Straight away, I was like, okay, so the coach likes me, he rates me, he thinks I'm a good player. And that just gave me so much confidence. So it was just such a simple conversation. We had a beer. The conversation probably lasted 10 minutes. Just backing yourself and having people that believe in you, I think, is such a powerful emotion.
Did he come into your hotel room or did you go into his?
No, so we sat down in the hotel bar just in reception. I was just walking in, and just sat there, and yeah, it's nuts. I was thinking I was in trouble. I really did. But yeah, it was such a simple conversation. You just need people to back you because, like, I always thought I was a good rugby player, but we live in such a subjective world. So, like, one coach could think I was a good rugby player, another coach might not fancy the way that I played, but having your coach just saying, I believe in you and I back you, now just go and back yourself, that just gave me so much confidence to be myself, be comfortable, and apply myself. So, yeah, really simple piece of advice, but yeah, just filling you with confidence and never underestimate the value of working hard. Honestly, that is, if you can consistently just work super, super hard every single day, like everyone wants to be a rugby player, but not everyone is willing to work hard enough to be a rugby player. So, like, backing yourself and believing in yourself, but underpinned by working super hard, I think they're the two key things for me.
Wow, thank you. Were there any mantras that you live by?
I've got a tattoo of Carpe Diem on me, but that's quite cliche. Seize the day, it means in Latin. Um, but I was a person, I still am, that we all do what we do because we enjoy it. I took up rugby to make friends, and I got so much enjoyment from making friends and having some amazing memories. I just wanted to have fun. Like every single person that takes up any sport or any hobby does it because it's fun. So like never ever forget to have fun. Like yeah, it gets very serious at a high level, but like have fun. Like put smiles on faces. 40,000 people traveled halfway around the world to watch the Lions and have fun and get enjoyment out of it. So if they're sat in the stands watching you do it, like at least try and have fun whilst doing it. Yeah, okay, you'll win games and you'll lose games and you'll have some tough times and some great times, but never forget to have fun. Like I'm a big kid. Like I'm 42 and I'm still a big kid and I'm always trying to have fun. So yeah, having fun was very central to everything that I tried to do when I played.
What was the best thing about being a professional rugby player?
um, living your dream, like living your dream. I think there's millions of people that love the game of rugby that would want to be a professional rugby player, but being able to imagine me at the age of 13, just taking up rugby as a bit of a laugh and just making friends, and then you realise it could be a job. Like my job was my hobby. You know? So like being able to have your hobby and then turn that into your job was amazing, and being able to go to training every day with some of your best mates was just cool. Like the real world's a tough world, and I've got lots of mates and friends and colleagues that work in the real world, and I don't think they love what they do. Where I was going to work every single day doing the thing that I loved with a load of mates that I really love. That's probably the coolest thing about it.
As you said, you talk about your friends. Do you still talk to any of your friends from school now?
Yep, I do. Only a small group of them actually. You get older, people travel around the world, people have moved like around the world. I've got friends that were really close who live in New York, some in Dubai, some in Hong Kong, travel around the world. But we've got a WhatsApp group, only a small number of us on there. And I still go back to my old school actually, which is really cool, and see the teachers occasionally. So it's still nice to have that connection.
Do you ever watch any of the rugby matches then?
Yeah. So I went to the Roslyn Park Sevens actually last year and watched the under 15s go really well. And actually, I watched one of the games in it's we've got the Schools Cup this year. They got to the semi-finals. So I watched that online. So it's really cool to still keep tabs of like how the school are getting on. So yeah, it's really nice to stay in touch that way.
I went to Roslyn Park this year. It's a very fun tournament.
So cool, isn't it? So
Yeah.
cool. I think it's the largest sevens tournament in Europe. It's huge. Schools from all over the place come and travel to be a part of it. So I'm sure you had a really good time.
Yeah, it was brilliant. How did you bounce back after a bad game?
I think once again, it's a skill you have to develop and learn. Um, and with the nature of the beast, so we have a game every single Saturday, and I can't carry last week's emotion into this week's match. And that could be whether we've won or we've lost. So trying to compartmentalize every single game is really, really important. And I do this with some current players now. So on Saturday, if you've lost the game, feel however you need to feel. If you want to feel sad, if you want to feel upset, angry, whatever it is, allow yourself to feel that emotion. Come Sunday, you probably feeling that same emotion, but a bit less. But get to Monday and you have to draw a line under it. Have to draw a line under it. We come in, we'll have a team meeting, we'll review it, we'll look at the good bits, the bad bits, be like, Arthur, why didn't you do this? You go, why didn't you do that? But by the end of that meeting, you draw a line under it. And all my emotion and focus was on this weekend's game because ultimately, I can't change what's just happened. I can't change what's just happened. We used to have a saying on the pitch where we would just say next job. So if I dropped a ball, the lads would tap me on the bum and be like, next job, Hugo, next job. Because I can't impact what's happened, but I can have a real positive impact on what's about to happen. So trying to stay focused and stay in the moment and focus on what's going to happen rather than what's just happened.
Wow. What's the biggest challenge you faced as a rugby player?
Injuries, 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 injuries. We've got a beautiful sport and it's a contact sport. And sometimes injuries occur. Like it's just one of those unfortunate factors in our game. And injuries just mean that you're probably not training with the team, you're probably on your own doing rehab, and you're not playing. Like we're not paid trainers, we're paid players. And the one thing everyone wants to do is play the match. So when you're injured and you're not part of the team and you're just having to try and get yourself back fit to play, I think that's the frustrating thing because the one thing you really love is playing the matches and you can't just play the matches. And I'm a terrible spectator. So when I played at Harlequins and games were going on and I was sat on the sidelines watching, not being able to have an impact on the games, I just found so frustrating. But it's something once again you learn to control and deal with.
What would you say was your worst injury that you had?
In 2014, I had a bad groin injury. So I'd worked hard all pre-season to get myself really fit. Then we played against, I think it was London Irish at Twickenham, and I scored a try within 10 minutes of the brand new season. Hooray. But in the act of scoring a try, I got tackled in my leg and I actually tore the tendon in my groin, tore it off the bone. And so I had a groin reconstruction and I was painful. And that was 3 months of. So you work 3 months to get fit, you play 10 minutes of rugby, and then you've got to go back and train for another 3 months just to get back on the pitch. That was immensely frustrating.
Thank you. Who is the best player you've played with or against?
Best players I've played with. I think Johnny Wilkinson's a brilliant example of working really hard, training really hard, being incredibly detailed and disciplined. I think Brian O'Driscoll's a very special player because he was so naturally gifted at the game and was so good across like every aspect of the game. And players against, fortunate enough to play against Dan Carter, he could do everything, was do everything. Um, Brian O'Banner's a very special player on the wing as an opponent. Um, Richard McCaw just had this incredible aura and ability to be able to change the momentum of the game, the way he managed his team, led his team, managed the referees at times. I was really fortunate to play against lots of very, very special players, and I guess there's a collection of some of them.
It's very interesting. Thank you. You played in some great teams. Which was the best team and what made it so great?
There's no better team than the Lions. You've got the best of the best from Britain and Ireland, and that's so uniquely special. It's a club that started in 1888 for over 150 years, and there's been less than 900 players to ever play for them. So it's an incredible honour. In fact, I went on to Chat GPT the other day, and I think 0.1% of professional players ever get to play for the British and Irish Lions. Like it's that unique, it's that special. So to be part of that collective, that group, also lads that you go to war within the Six Nations, you strip and leave that all to one side and form this brand new team, form this brand new identity, and represent the best team possible. So, yeah, the British and Irish Lions, 100%.
Who was your best mate on the British and Irish Lions tour?
I had a few actually. There was I shared a room with Jamie Roberts the night before the first test. He's someone I saw in Australia just recently. Brian O'Driscoll I'd gotten well with. Rowan O'Gara I'd gotten really well with. I wasn't sure what I'd make of Rowan. I played against him a few times and he was how should I put it? Quite outspoken on the pitch, quite gobby. But awesome, awesome bloke. Martin Williams, I really like. Shane Williams, Rob Carney, Tommy Bowe. Um, gosh, um, Yeah, a load. I'm not mentioning the English players because I knew them, but yeah, meeting new guys from new teams. Yeah, that was super cool.
Thank you. You played both sevens and 15s for England. Which did you enjoy playing most?
Oh gosh, wow. Oh, what did I enjoy playing most? That's such a hard question because they're so different. Sevens was my pathway into 15s. So I've got such fond memories of it. Playing at the Hong Kong Sevens, I played in the World Cup with the Sevens. We won loads of trophies, travelled around the world. I had so many amazing like life experiences. But I think as a player growing up, 15s is the aim. And while sevens was amazing, it was a festival, it was this touring circus. But then as a winger, you just want to score tries, and you can score loads of tries playing sevens. But ultimately, I loved the challenge of 15s. I loved it as a all-round game. Yeah, so I'm going to say 15s.
Did you go on any tours in the sevens?
Yep, my first trip, in fact, was to Australia. That was Brisbane. So with sevens, it's Brisbane, Singapore, Hong Kong, Dubai, South Africa, LA, Paris, on multiple different occasions. Yeah, we traveled everywhere and it was so much fun. So, and what was really cool about it is when so the Premiership season starts in September, and the first sevens tournament's often December in Dubai. So as the weather starts to get really rubbish here, you just jet off and just chase the sun. So we were just constantly chasing the sun around the world. So I loved it.
What was your favourite moment of your rugby career?
Winning the Premiership with Harlequins was so special. That's Harlequins, the only club I ever played for, and to be part of the first team to win a Premiership title, that's legacy, that's history. And to play with some of your best mates, like lads you've just grown up with from the age of 16 all the way through to seeing lads become men, get married, have children, that band of brothers, like that was so special. And I think winning trophies with your club side is so immensely I don't know, it feels deeply special, feels really, really intimate. And so I think, yeah, that was really special. Like playing for your country, of course, your debut is great, playing for Lions amazing, but I do look upon that day, summer's day, in 2012, winning that title as yeah, one of the greatest days I had in rugby.
What do you miss most about playing rugby?
Being with the boys in the changing room. Like it's just so much fun. Like it's so much fun. I don't miss the game, playing the game, because I'm too old and the game's too tough. I don't miss feeling sore, but being with the lads, yeah, like you said, going to work together every single day with some of your best mates is awesome. Away trips on the bus home, traveling and being part of them. I just miss the camaraderie. That's one of the best things about playing the game.
That's what Leon Lloyd said as well.
It's the best. It's the best. Like you don't. We are just big kids. We are just big kids, and being able to imagine being able to go to work every day with some of your best mates, like getting changed to go to work and putting on a vest and shorts and just heading off to train. Like yeah, I love just spending time with the boys. It's so much fun.
Thank you. If you could have your rugby career all over again, what position would you choose to play?
I love playing on the wing. I did love playing on the wing, but if I had to choose another position, I'd love to play outside centre. I played it a little bit for Harlequins and I enjoyed it, but if I could play 13 and you're just so involved in the action, defence and attack, it's a great pillared position. It's part of the spine of the team. So yeah, maybe outside centre.
Thank you. How did you go from a rugby player to a TV presenter?
I have not a clue. um, no, it's a really good question. I always enjoyed the media when I played rugby. I loved the opportunity for people to get to know you beyond just your playing talent. And then in my final couple of years, I actually started commentating on lots of games and really enjoyed it. And I knew when I retired, I wanted to go into a job that I just enjoyed. That was the number one thing I wanted to find. I wanted to find a job that gave me enjoyment because my whole rugby career, I had fun and I enjoyed it. And so I remember the first game I commentated on, the only thing I wanted to know is, would I enjoy it? And at the end of it, I thought, this is so much fun. Like, it gave me a real buzz. And I always loved analysis. I loved analysing different teams, different plays, different systems, and just learning about the game of rugby. And so being given the opportunity to do that was really cool. But it's a wildly different skill to playing rugby, whilst loads of rugby players know the game. That's very different to broadcasting on the game. So being able to communicate is one thing, being able to broadcast is a totally different thing. Being able to explain the game succinctly and efficiently live without mistakes, that's really, really tough. And so having this brand new challenge, being able to learn a brand new skill, and just being given the opportunity to do it, it's like, I love the game so much, and it's given me so much. So I always say, like, I've moved on, but not moved that far away. So for me, it's a real honour to still be at games, to still be a part of it, to still feel that live buzz. But yeah, essentially, it took lots of hard work, someone backing me, someone giving me an opportunity, and finding something that I really enjoyed.
That's very interesting. Thank you. What surprised you most about working in the media?
Oh, what surprised me most? I think the challenge of we're so close to the players, having to criticise them is really tough. Really tough. Um, I think that surprised me because you just like you don't know what you don't know. I didn't realise how difficult I'd find it. Like my first major broadcasting gig was working on the 2015 World Cup, where England got knocked out of the group stages, and then having a microphone under your chin, being asked, "How did England do?" or "Should the coach still be the coach? Should the captain still be the captain?" And you're like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't realise I'd have to wrestle." And I should have known, and I should have maybe been better prepared, but still nothing prepares you for that. There's guys I was in a change room with 3 months ago, I'm now having to criticise on national telly. That was really tough, and that was definitely a big challenge. And the other thing that surprised me, which is a skill once again I've learned, is it's not what you know, is what you can say. We often have a lot of information, but often lots of the information you have, you definitely can't tell people. So trying to sift through all of that. So yeah, there's been various different challenges, and yeah, a couple of those have really surprised me.
Wow, thank you. And if it's okay, could we quickly do a quick fire round?
Yeah, of course.
So, what was your favourite match of your career?
Third test, British and Irish Lions, 2009. It's the final game of that tour. We won it, and I scored a cool try.
Who was your favourite player growing up?
Jonah Lomu, what a legend. Played on the wing, absolutely massive, and I think rugby's first superstar.
Have you ever met Jonah Lomu?
I have. I have. He sadly passed away, but it was really cool to meet him, someone who I idolized as a young lad, wanted to be like, never got anywhere near his level or his skill, but yeah, really, really cool to have met him.
And after you score a try, what would you say was your favourite celebration?
I never had a celebration like a Henry Pollock, for example, or Chris Ashton with the ass splash. It was just, I wasn't even in control of my body. I was like so pumped up from scoring a try that I'd just throw my arms in the air or just shout to the crowd or turn around and jump on my teammates. I wish I had a cool celebration, which I constantly did, but yeah, it was more an emotional response than anything.
So no basketball throw.
See, I was never that cool. I wish I was cooler where I actually had a celebration that people remembered, but no, I wasn't that cool, unfortunately.
Thank you. And if you could be anybody in the world for one day, who would you be?
I'll be Bukayo Saka. so I could play for Arsenal, the star boy. That would be really cool. Yeah, I'll be Saka.
Thank you. And I just want to say thank you so much for being on our podcast. I really appreciate you taking your time, Ugo.
No, Arthur, you've been amazing. Like, great questions. Thanks so much for having me. I've really enjoyed it.